Now, quick review before we move on. Our 4 P's of marketing: price, product, place, promotion. Now let's take a look at each individually. So here we get started with price, the first of the 4 P's of marketing. And we first want to ask ourselves, what is the essence of price in the context of the 4 P's of marketing and as it relates to developing the marketing strategy? And what is the essence? The question that you want to ask is really, what will the company charge for its product or service in the short, medium, or long term? Very important question. And bear in mind, we had said in the earlier video that short term really means anything up to a year, medium term, anything up to 5 years, and long term, anything over 5 years. There are many different strategies that you will see when you start understanding and dealing with setting up your marketing strategy. But at the most basic level, in a very practical way, you just want to ask yourself some very simple questions. And one that you want to start with is really, what is the company's target market? Is it going to be low income groups, or is it going to go after the high income groups, or intermediate for that matter? And will the company's pricing be low or high end? Clearly, and just as a very simple rule, if you're going to be targeting the low income groups, then it's very likely that your pricing is going to be at the low end of the market. You really won't be able to penetrate that market with high prices. And always, guys, we want to bear in mind the business review that we have done. That is the importance of doing that review, or this is the importance of doing the review, because you always want to go back and tie back your pricing decisions, your product decisions, your place decisions, your promotional decisions to the elements that you had in the background review. And in this case, you want to bear in mind what your business model is and what your business objectives are. For example, in the context of the business model, the price is very important, because depending on the kind of quantity that you think you can sell, the price will now determine ultimately what kind of revenues the company will be able to generate and the possibility of it generating enough cash to cover its expenses. And that, as you recall, we did say was the essence of the business model. Right, so we're still on pricing, and here I have to my right some additional questions that you'd want to be asking yourself. Now you're a new business, just entering the market. A very key question is, what will be your entry price? What price are you going to be charging to ensure that you engage the customers right from the word go? What price are you going to be charging to penetrate, to gain traction from the very outset? And naturally, once you've posed these questions and come up with your answers, you're now going to also want to think about how long your transition period is going to be for. How long are you going to have this offer in the market before you transition to your final price? Very important questions, and you want to pose these from the very outset and ensure that you have relevant answers, and answers that will help to give your marketing strategy credibility. Another important question on the pricing that you want to consider is, are you going to ask your customers to pay cash on delivery? Or are you going to give them the benefit of paying you on terms? Or are you going to offer them any kind of extended credit? These are all things that you would want to think about, and useful strategies that will help you to penetrate the market right from the word go. So as we continue to look at pricing, another very important question that you want to ask yourself is, how do you determine the price of your products and services? We did talk earlier, or mention earlier, the whole concept of an entry price. But how do you determine the price at any level at all? Well, there are a number of ways. One, you can simply look at your competitors, see what price you're charging, and mirror that price. The other way to do it, of course, is to do more in-depth research on your local counterparts and your foreign counterparts, see what price you're charging, see what price the market is taking, and then determine your price levels from that. The third way to do it is to look at your own internal cost inputs, your cost elements, see how those are adding up, determine your own margin, and then you can set your price after adding that margin. Alright, now so on to the Ready TV sidebar and using some information from Ready TV as an example having to do with price. And so here's a very interesting fact about Ready TV. Ready TV's price point starting on one-day packages is 150 Jamaican dollars. And do you know why? Well, this is to ensure that they have maximum impact on the target group that they're seeking to penetrate. Their aim is to penetrate the lower income groups, and as such, after research and after looking at what the market will bear, they have determined that $150 on a one-day channel package is the ideal price point to engage and ensure maximum impact on the lower income group. You should think about that and think about your own product or service and where you're going to be entering the market, what you're going to be charging after the transition period, and what kind of impact you expect these price levels to be having on your target groups. So staying on the Ready TV sidebar and using it to drive home some very good examples of the information that you should be included in your marketing strategy. Here I've pulled an ad, a very old ad, back from when the company was just launching, and it's really meant to communicate to you the kind of information that you should be thinking about. So here it's saying that it's a special introductory offer, and this is going back way to July 1st, 2017, and it's offering its box, the set-top box, which was supposed to be selling for 6,000 Jamaican dollars at 4,500. So right away, this is a magnet for the discerning customer. They will see that the price was originally meant to be $6,000, but you're offering them value right from the get-go and giving them the service or the box at 4,500. And then in addition to that, again, these are things that you should be thinking about in your launch or your introduction to the market, where the customers can also be looking forward to some free gift or some free additional service, as you're seeing here. So Ready TV is not only offering a value of 1,500 to the customers or a discount of 1,500, but it's also giving away free $1,000 worth of credit for you to buy channel packages. So just like that, we're through with the first P in the 4 P's of marketing, that is price, and we're looking forward now to moving on to product. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, guys, and like and share as much as possible.